Hello my love bugs! Today I'm going to be doing a review and a demo of the Pure Minerals Liquid Veil 4-in-1 Spray Foundation. Now, I mentioned this in my most recent Friday favorites, which will have gone up the day that I'm filming this, but I have been so in love with this foundation, and I wanted to do a full review of it because I think it's really recent, and I haven't actually seen many reviews of it on YouTube, so I really wanted to kind of jump the gun, be the first, start a revolution, and let you know basically everything there is to know about this. So on the box of this foundation it says, get ultralight close-up worthy flawless coverage in a flash with Pure's spray-on foundation with age-defying Ceratin, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, complex and moisture-rich liquid crystals. You can see it looks like a hairspray bottle. Basically it comes like this, and a lot of people think with these foundations they will try to go in and spray it on their face. And with this one, you cannot do that. It's actually so much easier to spray it directly on a brush, and you'll see in the demo, this is the brush that is meant to go with it. It's the Pure Minerals Liquid Buffing Brush, which I got and which I genuinely think makes a huge difference with this. This is a great brush in general, but I like particularly the way that it pairs with this foundation. You'll see in the demo that all you'll want to do is spray this onto the brush and then buff it into the skin. So I'm going to go ahead and get into that so you can see what I mean, and I will be right back. I went ahead and I did my moisturizer, obviously. I let that sit in about 10 minutes and then I primed with Philosophy's The Present, which is my favorite. And now it is time to use the Pure Minerals Liquid Veil 4-in-1 Spray Foundation. My color is light, which I find is definitely the best color match for me. I also have medium, but I definitely think light is good for me right now. Medium would be a good fit when I'm fake tanned though. Here's the bottle, and the instructions are actually on the back of the box here. It says, use this product only as directed, shake well before using, spray onto back of hand or directly onto the liquid chisel brush, which is from Pure Minerals. So I also have that here because that is supposed to work with the foundation. And buff onto face depending on desired coverage. So I've tried it both on the back of my hand as well as on the brush, and I definitely prefer on the brush. You can see here's the little spray applicator, so I'm going to hold this and just spray it directly onto the brush. Now, starting on this side of my face, I will buff this in. So this is this half of the face done with one layer of the foundation, and hopefully you guys can see really well. I know the lighting's a little bit bright, but here is the other half. So before and after. And I find that the best way to build this up is to actually let it dry before you put on the second coat. So that was a fly. I'm just going to do the other side. This half of my face has had maybe like, I don't know, 30 seconds to dry while I was doing the other half. So I'm just going to go in with layer number 2. And I find that the best way to do this is really not to overload the brush too much, but to get light layers and coats and just continue to add it as you need it. So here is 2 layers of that foundation again. And what I'm going to do is kind of let that settle into the skin before I move into any other aspects of my face. So I'm going to give it like 5 minutes and I'll be right back. The foundation has had a little bit of time to set, and I would basically say that right now as is, it is sort of a satin finish on the skin. So clearly I don't look oily. I have fairly dry skin, but I wear quite heavy moisturizers, which typically gives me a very slick look. Just because if I didn't, I would have crackle face and it wouldn't be cute. But I would say that this feels quite hydrating on the skin without looking, you know, slick, oily, especially on me. It just looks like I have a very healthy glow, and I would be completely fine leaving the house like this, but since I'm looking for a completely full coverage look, Pure Minerals Disappearing Ink Concealer, this is life-changing, especially if you are like me and you have dark spots as well as like dark circles and active acne, because it just hits everything. You just scroll it out of the little pen, and first I'm going to start underneath my eyes. And I'll use a damp sponge to lightly press that into the skin. And if you can even tell, it's like my dark circles were never there, but this blends into the foundation and just looks like my skin. It's absolutely amazing. And I'll also put some on my post-acne marks and where I just have general redness. Again, with a damp sponge, I'm just going to lightly press this into the skin. and it doesn't disrupt the airbrush finish of the foundation. At least this concealer doesn't. I haven't really tried this with any other concealer. It just really blends in and gives me that fuller coverage. And then using a tiny bit of my Rimmel Stay Matte powder, I'm going to very quickly set underneath the eyes. And then because this is basically what I do with all of my foundations when I want a full coverage matte finish, I'm going to take that powder again, just on a large kabuki. And I'm not going to use a ton of this, I just want a little bit of kind of setting power. So I'm just dusting this all over the face. And then once I have the powder on, this is what it looks like, and you've got a matte, kind of natural looking finish. And so I'm going to go and do the rest of my makeup, and I will be right back. Foundation is an extremely personal product, and I always kind of feel weird about recommending foundation to someone, but I can't think of a single person across the board who wouldn't genuinely enjoy the look of this, the feel of this, the way that this wears on the skin. It goes on extremely fast. In case you didn't notice, I had like a medium full coverage in a matter of like 2 minutes. But the thing about it, and the thing that I've never seen in any other foundation, is it still looks like skin. I've never seen that where a fuller coverage foundation can still look so incredibly natural on the skin, but I can also build on top of it. So I used a concealer, I used a powder, and it didn't start to look weird. If you layer a lot of products on a sheer cover like BB cream, it can start to look a little bit unnatural, and if you layer more concealer and things on top of full coverage foundation, it can look a little bit cakey. This is kind of my dream team. I absolutely love this foundation. I also really love the concealer from Pure Minerals as well. I think that could deserve a whole review in itself. It's so multifunctional and just works for so many different purposes. Now, I wore this yesterday without powder, and I would say that by the end of 8 hours, you could start to see a little bit of moisture on my face from the moisturizer that I have. I don't really produce any oil per se, but you could definitely see, like, I have to focus it in areas like around my nose. You could see that a tiny bit, but it wasn't greasy, and it didn't look like anything but healthy skin. It didn't look oily. So I definitely think you could go without setting this. You could set it if you wanted a fuller coverage. I also set the whole thing off with the Pure Miracle Mist Miracle Set Spray. But if you just wanted a little bit of extra lasting power, Pure Minerals has a great powder actually. I didn't use this today, but it is the 4-in-1 Pressed Mineral Makeup, and this is almost like a foundation in itself, so you could have gotten a much fuller coverage. And this is a great powder to use if you want to stick with Pure Minerals. This foundation is interesting across the board in the sense that I would happily recommend it to a teenager who wants to have a natural but fuller coverage look for school and who needs that to last all day, to like someone in their older age who is looking for something that will look incredibly natural on the skin but give you that glow. I really can't think of a single person who wouldn't benefit from a foundation that is not only going to cover all of the problems that you have, but give your skin a healthier, more like a live glow. This is definitely going to be my go-to, especially for a daily basis, because I just think it's so versatile and I can just do so much with it. So if you are interested, I will make sure to link it down below for you. Again, light was the color that I used, and I think that that was the best color match for me, but it also comes in an array of colors if you would like to check that out. So if you found the review helpful, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you have not already, and until next time, I love you so very much, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!